Can you hear me now?
You working for Verizon?
That's right. Can you hear me now? Hi, and welcome back to another episode of This Thing Called Church. Today is Wednesday, February 23rd. This is episode 18. Let's talk about episode 17 for a second. Yeah. You were in my spot. You were in the hot seat, I guess. And
I prefer this seat. This seat's better than that seat.
Yeah, I agree. Can I switch? But you had our daughters on.
Yeah, we did. We had a couple of youth. I thought they were brilliant. I really did. I'm not just saying that because you guys are their parents. But,
but thank you.
I thought they were thoughtful and had interesting things to say. It was a lot of fun to be with them. I always enjoy being with youth.
Yeah.
I mean, I would never want to be a youth pastor. Somebody else can do that. It's not my gift. But I do always enjoy spending time with them. There's an energy there and a kind of a brightness quite often, and it was fun. I learned.
And they're
a lot.
not as jaded.
They're not as jaded.
And
they're
cynical like
they're
me.
hopeful.
What you didn't know is we're in the control room, and every time you'd ask a question, I think
we were both cringing. We were
what
both
are they gonna
like,
say?
Yeah.
No, I thought they did a great job.
They
Yeah.
did.
Yeah.
I
Well,
hope folks enjoyed that.
and what's funny is they had been asking for a little bit of time. We need to be on your podcast, and I'm like, no. Like my immediate response was no. And then one day Sarah sent me a text with all of the reasons why they needed to be on, and I was like, oh, she's really got some valid points. And then I was like, oh, this is, you do need to be on. So
and we're hopeful it's going to spin off maybe into a youth podcast. Hopefully,
have
we'll
their
see.
own.
Well, I thought it was, not youth are like the rest of us. Young adults are like the rest of us. They're not all alike. They're all different. Some don't like church, have no interest in church. Others do. But in general, too often we write that whole sort of generation off as being disinterested in faith, and they're what's wrong with the church. They're why the church is, and that's just really not true.
Right.
Many of them are interested in their spiritual life and something beyond just the mundane of day-to-day life. Have questions about God and meaning and purpose and how and why and how, and we just need to listen.
Yeah.
We just need to take time to engage and listen and learn some things. I learned some things, so it's great to be with them.
I hear people say all the time, the youth are the future of the church, but they're really the present,
Right?
And they're here now, and I agree with you. We need to listen to them.
Yeah, we do.
Maybe
They don't
not
get
my
it all
daughter.
right.
Not my daughter, but maybe other youth.
No, she was great. I've had the same thing. I've wanted to try to get Eli on a podcast, but it might be dangerous. So
no, that
I
would be
would love
good.
to- I will watch that one.
he and Abby yesterday had a long in our family chat thread, a long debate around the carceratorial nature of nursing homes and the philosophy behind all of that and how we got there. So there you go. Finally, Kim and I had to say, look, we're working. Y'all have to get your own thread to have this conversation because our phones keep interrupting us.
Yeah.
That's really strange.
Well, everyone, I'm sure, would be just captivated by that episode of the podcast.
Oh, no, I would really rather hear them talk stories about you.
No,
Yeah.
that doesn't need to happen.
Yeah.
That just needs to remain.
What is Pastor Hockett like at home kind of things,
Yeah.
We'll just let that go.
Look at my mug.
Yeah, so let's see your mug.
Where's the camera? Here we go.
Is it to say the same thing on both sides?
Yeah, it's on both sides.
Oh, okay.
A coworker and good friend gave me this for Christmas. I survived another meeting that should have been an email.
Yes.
Genius.
Yes.
It's so true.
We need that in T-shirts and
meetings.
Yeah.
and like notebooks.
It needs to be in our employee handbook.
Yes.
Yes.
We love meetings.
Yeah. Awesome. Today is also National Banana Bread Day and National Dog Biscuit Day, in case
I'll have
anybody
the
was
banana bread.
wondering.
Ooh, I could do some banana bread.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No nuts.
No, you don't like nuts in it? Interesting.
No, I just don't. Never have.
You're an anti-nut?
I mean, I'll do it. I'm gonna eat it, but like if I get to choose,
No nuts.
no nuts.
I'm not the black walnut fan.
Oh no, those are too strong.
Those are too strong. They overpower
I
everything.
think it's because my mom used to make me like she would not buy we were not fancy and we didn't buy the already shelled ones.
Oh,
You
so
know,
she make you,
I would be the
3 days later you have enough pecans
here, Mom. Here's
to
a
make
handful.
banana bread.
Yeah.
But you don't
Hate 'em.
like bananas.
I like banana bread.
Okay.
You like
It's not the
zucchini
actual.
bread?
I like zucchini bread.
Okay.
It doesn't taste like bananas. It's the texture of bananas. You didn't know that story about me and the banana. Go back and watch a previous episode.
Okay.
It's funny. He is
That's too bad. I like
traumatized
bananas.
by bananas.
Yeah, I don't like bananas.
Mm.
That's how I knew I loved my kids, when I would peel a banana for them. It's gross.
I wonder who was the first person to eat a banana. Like some dude thousands of years
Very
ago
hungry.
looked up. You see that? I'm going to pull that down
And you
and
know
eat
it was
it.
a dude.
I'm gonna, yeah, of course it was. No woman would do that. They're way too smart.
Like, how about these beans?
It was a couple of guys who had been into whatever fermented beverage that they made back then and
Yeah.
said, "Hey, watch this." And they climbed up there and snatched one down and ate it. Didn't die, so everybody said, "Well, I'll eat one too."
And they probably didn't even know to peel it.
Yeah, they may have not.
just
Oh God, that'd be disgusting.
Ate the whole thing, right?
Gross.
I don't know.
They watched the animals do it.
They watched
and
it,
then
yes.
they didn't die, so then they thought they could do it.
No. Can we change the subject?
Yeah. Okay.
All right,
I'm
move on
talking
from
All
about
right.
bananas.
Let's. We got no bananas.
Thankfully.
All right. You brought show and tell again.
I'm back with my chart. I feel like Ross Perot or some conspiracy theorist, you know.
Back with my chart.
It's an updated.
It is
updated
the
chart.
new version of the liturgical year. Everybody's excited, I know.
Yes.
And this was given to me by a choir member, so I'm very grateful to that. After
Right.
our last one, it showed up just unannounced.
Cool.
Awesome. Where does it start again? Advent.
The first day of Advent.
Okay.
So we have already started there. That was
Right.
November 28th. And we're really close over here to the purple,
Right.
to Lent.
And that's what we're going to talk
Man,
about today.
so excited.
This is
Late,
our Lenten.
late in Epiphany and
Late in Epiphany,
almost
which is that
to
green.
Lent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And actually, Jesus is pointing, if you look. He's pointing to Ash Wednesday.
In the beginning of Lent.
We've been discussing how comical that looks, but
Yeah. He's definitely a different looking Jesus.
David said it looked like one of the Bee Gees.
Does. Barry Gibb.
Nobody gets... Sorry.
Yeah, that's a good one.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Okay. So Lent in the Bee Gees. Oh my gosh. Yes. I remember them. So I guess we should start with Ash Wednesday because that's coming up right around the corner, and that this year falls on March 2nd.
So let's back up a day.
Okay.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Let's back up to
Ooh.
Fat Tuesday.
Oh, Fat
And the opportunity
Tuesday.
for pancakes.
Yes.
pancakes.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or Shrove Tuesday.
Yeah, or Shrove
Or-
Tuesday if you
yeah,
like a
yeah.
more liturgical,
That's me.
ecclesial term for it. Not liturgical, but Shrove Tuesday. Yeah, it was the day. So Ash Wednesday kicks off the Linton Fast. We won't say a
Right.
whole lot about that. Maybe as we get into Lent, we can talk more about fasting and feasting. But it kicks off the Lenten Fast, and so what folks would do is during the Lenten Fast, you're not supposed to eat all the fatty stuff,
Good stuff.
that made you feel really good. You were supposed to kind of take a break from some of that. So folks would, at least some of the tradition is that folks would on Shrove Tuesday go around the house and gather up all of that kind of sweet and fat and whatever, make stuff with it, and eat it all up to prepare for the next day when they would fast. So that's kind of where that came from, the whole idea of pancakes and all that came from. So Shrove Tuesday, some folks will observe that and have a thing, and some churches do have Shrove Tuesday
We've
dinners,
done that before.
and
Yeah. Oh,
king
yeah.
cake and all that,
Yeah.
all those
Yeah.
traditions.
Yeah.
Um,
Not a fan of king cake.
yeah, it's just kind of
It's fine.
it's not as good as banana bread, but anyway.
Or a donut. Or a pancake.
Well, that's true. It's not as good as any of those. But Ash Wednesday is the day we begin the season of Lent. It's a little odd that it begins in the middle of a lot of the seasons begin on a Sunday, but Lent begins on a Wednesday, the middle of the week. And folks will know it as the day you come to worship, and we place ashes on people's foreheads and the sign of the cross. and invite them to, it's a really happy day, and we invite them to remember their mortality and that they are dust, and to dust they will return.
Right.
I turned 40 on Ash Wednesday many years ago. It was a really pleasant day. So, you're 40. Hey, you're going to die. But, you know, one experience I've had about Ash Wednesday that was an experience, but like really sort of caught me in a way that I was not prepared for, was when my children were young and they came forward for the first time for me to put ashes on their forehead. Mm-hmm. And you say those words to your young kids, mm-hmm. that's a whole other thing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You know,
mm-hmm.
I know about my mortality. We all know, if you're older than me, you know about your mortality. Like, that's a thing. You have a will, you've talked to your doctor, you have a plan, you know, that little ones don't.
Right.
And so, not that they understood exactly what I was saying, but, or what it meant, what it really meant, but, yeah, it's not a day to dwell on death and your mortality. That's not what it's about. But it is a day to be reminded that our lives are a gift, and they don't last forever. Yeah, at least our physical life does
mm-hmm.
not last forever. So, but that kicks off the Linton Fast, and the Linton Fast is 40 days long minus the Sundays.
Yeah, see, that's really deceiving.
Because Sundays are always a feast day, right?
Yeah.
It's a little Easter.
Yeah. See,
Yeah.
and that's interesting too. That, like, I get, like, you always think 40 days, but when you're actually fasting or giving up something, it's a lot longer than 40 days. But then I didn't realize that you could do it on Sunday. Like, you could
break your fast on
break
Sunday.
on Sunday. Yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah, hence
But
the word breakfast, the breaking of the fast.
Oh.
Yeah, so if you fasted the night before, your next meal is the break fast.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Well,
That was good.
Yeah.
I like that. No, it's good.
I hope it's true.
I feel like it's
No,
true.
it's
I think that, yeah.
That makes a lot of
Kim
sense.
says I just say stuff really seriously and make things up, and people believe
You are a pastor,
The senior pastor, yeah.
a preacher.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
That makes sense. No,
Yeah, it does
I think
make
that's
sense.
true.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't, for me, it's like this, it feels weird sometimes to, like, break the fast
Yeah.
on a Sunday.
Yeah.
Feels like I'm
Yeah.
cheating.
It does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I think in the old days, people went to church, like, multiple times a week, so that makes
Mhm.
sense. But, like,
Yeah.
most of us don't go to church every day.
And if we were in a tradition where Eucharist or Holy Communion was celebrated weekly, the breaking of the fast is actually the Lord's table.
Yeah.
You know, when you can have the bread and the wine and celebrate Holy Communion. That's your little celebration for the week, little party in between the fasting. So, yeah, I think folks can do whatever they want to do around that.
Yeah.
But that's the pattern, the rhythm
Right.
of it. So 40 days minus the Sundays, and that leads us up to Holy Week and Easter.
And we have two services here, 12:15 and 7.
On Ash Wednesday.
On Ash
Yeah,
Wednesday?
on Ash Wednesday, yeah.
And here, just because the youth were always rehearsing on Wednesdays, I put them in years ago, and they really, I don't say love it, that sounds weird, but they do enjoy singing for Ash Wednesday.
Yeah.
And look forward to it.
Yeah.
So I've been almost full circle
Mhm.
with DUMC, almost a year, but I haven't seen Lent and Ash Wednesday. So are the services are pretty much the same, 12, 15, and 7,
Just
regardless of when you come?
Yeah.
Well, but
There's a little less choir. There's less music at 12:15 because we try to get it as a 45-minute experience.
So folks could come, and if they're on their lunch
break.
hour and
Right.
and work in the service and then get back
Right.
in time. Are they in the sanctuary?
Both are in the sanctuary. Yeah.
Yeah.
last year, were we in the sanctuary or did we did drive through? Last year, I thought we
Was
did
that drive through or is it the year before?
Oh,
It's been a long COVID.
I know. It's been
I don't remember. I think we did do drive through as well, but I don't think we're going to do that this year.
Right. No, yeah. I think last year was the drive-through, and then the year before that we had I think it had already happened.
Yeah, we were already in
and then
Lent.
the pandemic
Yeah.
came. So
But we did have a service.
we did have a service last year, though.
Yeah.
But I do remember
We did
I
offer
think-
it for people to drive in.
Yeah. Yeah.
But there's something about the community nature
sure.
of that and coming
Absolutely.
together. And
So we're
remembering
in
that.
person. Quite often the ashes are taken from the palms from the previous
Yeah.
year's Palm Sunday.
I love that.
Save those
yeah.
and dry them and
Ours are.
turn
They're
them
just
in-
somebody else's
Yes,
palms.
somebody else made them.
And we
Yeah.
sing that hymn at the beginning. Sunday's palms are Wednesday's ashes
Yeah.
as a reflection
Yeah.
of that.
Yep.
But yeah, we do sorry to say that to anybody that's really
It's hard. I've done it one time in my ministry to
It
take
is.
the real palms, to save them, to dry them out, and to burn them and turn them into fine enough ashes.
It's like the walnuts again. Or,
Yeah.
it's like
It
you have
is.
to have a lot of palms to do that.
It's not
Yeah.
easy. I did it once, and I said, nope. I will allow the
I-
professional ash makers.
Yeah.
I just bought 5 ashes for 500 people for $8, and it is so worth it.
Yeah.
That was it. $8
Yeah.
for 500.
It's like that much, because you don't use a
Wow.
lot. But
yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't take much.
Yeah, no,
Goes
it
a long way.
doesn't. I know. And then even like you start watching the people that have already been ashed and they're coming back. You're like, all right, which pastor do I want that's
Yeah.
going to do the neatest little cross? Because some
that
of
would be
them
me.
have fat thumbs and like to.
I am.
See, I'll be busy, so I don't get
I'm
to
pretty
participate.
particular about my crosses.
Okay,
Are you?
So
get
yeah.
in David's line.
Do you like a little X-Acto knife or whatever?
No, I just try to make a really nice cross, and
Yeah.
not just like this smudge on
I
people's
know.
heads that you can't tell what it is.
Yeah, and then like you walk
But
around.
not too
with this-
big,
Yeah.
but big enough. It's so funny that you begin Ash Wednesday, you begin Lent thinking about not displaying your piety in public. That's one of the readings.
one of the
So
readings.
Jesus
Don't do
warning
it.
in the Sermon on the Mount about don't display your piety. Don't walk around showing how pious you are.
Right.
Don't make a show of your
Before
faith.
you leave.
Yeah, but however, today we're going to put a big black mark of piety right on your forehead, and then go around all day and let folks see that.
Sure.
So it's a little bit of a weird thing we do, but
And we typically go to dinner after the 7 o'clock.
Yeah.
And it's very interesting times that you can talk to people like the servers or whatever.
yeah,
What's that on your forehead? Yeah.
Yeah.
And you get a
Yeah.
chance to say.
It's fun to.
I'm gonna die.
I think right. It's fun to see people out and about on Ash Wednesday occasionally with ashes.
Yeah.
I think a couple years ago I saw a news reporter on television,
Oh, wow.
and she
Wow.
had ashes on her forehead.
Wow.
She had been to a service and she left them on all day.
That's
and
awesome.
I thought,
Cool
wow,
witness.
she didn't
Yeah.
have to say a word about it. She didn't draw attention to it, but it was there, the sign of the cross, right there.
Wow, that's
Um,
that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Wow.
So it's a powerful day.
Sure.
It's
Yeah.
rich with meaning. We talk about beginning to preparing to keep a holy Lent, and it of course it parallels the 40 days parallel Jesus' temptation in the wilderness for 40 days. Lent is a kind of wilderness moment in life, and preparing us for the great celebration and the brightness and the joy of Easter. So.
And in the old days, the Lent was the time of preparation for the candidates to become full members of the church.
Yeah.
Oh.
And so Easter really was this feast day. They were welcome to stay for the whole service. They would have to previously, right before communion, they would be excused. And so they would get baptized and come up out of the water and do the milk and honey drink, which sounds disgusting. But
Wow.
that was the big thing on Easter. First
Yeah.
service of Easter was to experience that. I can't
Yeah.
imagine how that would have been after
All
being
those,
miserable. And then,
Yeah.
Yeah.
maybe the milk and honey thing is better after 40 days of doing no meat or something. I don't know.
So have you thought about what you're going
Mm.
to, do you do some, we talk
Sometimes
about
I try
this.
to take on something, and
Yeah.
sometimes I give up. It's hard.
It is.
Yeah.
It
Yeah,
is.
I do like that what you said there, Kevin, that it doesn't have to be about giving up something.
Right. You can take
Right?
on something.
You can take on a new practice.
Yeah.
Like you can say, and I guess you're sort of giving up something. So instead of turning the TV right on in the morning or whatever, I'm going to spend 5 minutes in prayer.
Right.
So you're taking up a healthy practice, a faithful practice, replacing something else in your life with that. Or you could give up something. You could say, but I think, I don't want to disparage people what they give up.
Chocolate.
But let's remember that this is pointing us towards the cross.
Right.
So, is giving up Hershey's Kisses really like a thing?
Is that what Jesus wants you to do?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So maybe just be mindful of that,
Yeah.
that in
Right.
your giving up of whatever you decide to sacrifice and offer up to God. It obviously does not need to compare with the cross, because
Right.
nothing does. But it might not need to be, well, I'm going to stop watching my favorite TV show.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's...
Or stop eating French fries.
Yeah.
Which I've done.
Yeah, which was
when I was in college was a big deal. Like,
perfectly healthy and good for
Yeah.
you. Maybe you should do that anyway.
Yeah.
But
Wait, you told me?
no, not you. I don't know about your French fry intake.
Oh, that's there.
I like it. I still like French fries.
Yeah.
I'm not as holy as you with your
I-
low carbs.
I like French fries. I've gotten to where though I prefer tater tots,
Oh.
like really good ones.
I do not want to get us off on this, but I will show you after we're done. Bad Daddy's has a really cool tater tot dish going on right now.
Look
Anyway.
at his face. He's like,
Anyway, not giving up chocolate. Yeah, this is. And sometimes people like brag about it too, and I think that's what you're going about the pie.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the
Like you're at a dinner with,
You're
oh,
almost-
I'm not doing chocolate because I'm
Yeah.
giving it up for Lent. And you're like,
Yeah.
You're supposed to not share it, I thought, too. You're supposed to kind of keep it, not a secret, but you're,
you don't broadcast it.
yeah.
Well, the
yeah.
whole point of it, hopefully, is that it draws you closer into you and more deeply into your relationship with God, makes you more Christ-like, creates space in your life for God. You're taking something out that God can fill,
Right.
and then that it can be in the right way a witness to others, not a sort of showy, hey, I'm not doing that anymore. Look
Right.
how great I am, but in the way that someone might ask, hey, I've noticed you stop eating your chocolate bars at your desk in the mornings. Why?
Mornings?
Yeah, why, I don't know.
Is that what you did?
Some people do that.
Okay.
Kevin.
I don't.
Seriously.
I mean, I would,
Or
but I
you're
don't.
you're not drinking Diet Coke anymore.
Oh, yeah,
Did
that's
you
true.
give that up? Why
Yeah,
did you stop drinking
right.
them?
Yeah.
Is it for your health? And that gives you an opportunity then
witness.
to say,
Sure.
well, yes, it's for my health, and there's this thing called Lent,
Right.
and it's a part of my discipline for Lent.
Right.
It gives you a chance to tell that story. So that's a positive witness, not a
Right. It's not
display of your piety.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Folks
If you-
notice things like that.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, they
it's
do.
not a big deal, but people
Yeah.
do notice
Yeah,
stuff
they
that,
do.
like that.
Do you find that which season is more stressful for you as music? Is it Advent or
Advent.
really
Yeah.
more so than
Because there's
Holy
extra
Week?
services in Advent. Now, Holy Week
But
is
Holy Week.
Holy Week is a sprint. Advent is a marathon. That's the way I describe it. Advent, I mean, you're just doing something every Sunday, and it's typically getting bigger and bigger and bigger.
Advent's almost like a Holy Week every week.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't mean to compare them, as if they're
Yeah.
the same, but in terms of the intensity, the level of expectation, what's required,
Yeah, that's true.
it's pretty weekly. I'm
Yeah.
sure for you,
Yeah,
especially.
it is.
Yeah.
But Holy
for-
Week is bad too.
for
I mean, not
pre-
bad, but
A bit
challenging.
busy. Yeah.
For solo preachers who are on their own in their own local church,
Oh, gosh.
Holy Week is brutal.
Yeah.
Because you preach on Palm Sunday, you likely preach Thursday, you may preach again on Friday. And then you may have a sunrise service, and you may not want to repeat what you said at sunrise at 11 because or
Right.
whenever, because
Yeah.
some folks are going to come to both. So it's a lot.
Yeah. That's the discipline they can take up is writing 5 sermons.
Writing sermons,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
But we share that. We have the
Right.
preaching schedule planned out, and I believe Jim is preaching on Ash Wednesday.
That's correct.
This year, and we'll all be in worship to help lead, but. And then we have a preaching schedule for Holy Week. I'm not
Sure.
preaching all those services. I will preach on Easter, but
Yeah.
And actually, I do enjoy Lent as a practice. I grew up in a tradition that didn't do Lent or Advent.
Oh wow.
And my wife likes to say that I rebelled as a teenager, not by like doing drugs, but like doing Lent and Advent and incense.
scandalous.
Scandalous to my conservative upbringing. But I loved the rhythm and the order, and I mean, I was 19 before I ever heard, or 18 till I heard what Lent was. I walked in wearing a purple tie to this church in Harrisonburg, Virginia, and someone said, "I like your Lent tie," and I was like, "What?" Yeah, I had no idea. I had no idea. No, I didn't know what it was. No one had
not
ever.
L-I-N-T.
Yeah, it's not L-I-N-T. It's L-E-N-T.
Yeah.
But I'd never heard of Ash Wednesday. I mean,
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Kim was similar.
Yeah.
She grew up in an independent Baptist church,
Yeah.
and they didn't follow those. They didn't follow the liturgical year, or
Yeah.
of course they celebrated Easter,
Easter,
or Christmas,
right.
maybe Pentecost they would mention, but other than that, nope. She discovered it when we started hanging out together.
Wow.
I think she would say the same thing. She really appreciates
Yeah.
the shape that it gives to your life.
Yeah, I mean that's why. I mean everybody makes fun of me because I love this stuff, but like, that's you know the church. I started playing when I was really really young in church, and this is the truth. The minister would say, "Let's sing 432, Kevin," and I would have to like boop and go.
I dare
So
you to
you
do
better be-
Hey, I think you should do that.
I
Try
can
that
do it.
out on
I can still
Sunday.
do it.
I won't make him play Silence, Frenzied,
The
Unclean Spirit.
yeah, or what's the other one? Serenity, which is not serene at all. But I did. I mean, talk about growing up. Like that's what I would play the hymns after. That's how I got out doing dishes.
So you could sight read.
So I could sight read. I would play all the hymns through the hymnal every night. Like not all of them, but like 20.
Yeah.
Just so that at least I could say I'd read them all.
Yeah.
Because you just didn't know.
And this is before you even went to school for it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I was probably my daughter's age now, 14.
Good Lord.
The organist left, and they're like, "You can play."
Come on up here, Kevin.
And this was like
We got a deal for you.
Come on.
$10 a week, and you can.
Nope. It was all out of love. And I loved it. It was really wonderful. It was wonderful. I had a great time doing it. But this for me gives that structure that I like, and I'm
Yeah.
you know.
You had a much better church job than I did. I mowed the cemetery.
But you got paid.
Yeah, I did.
I didn't get paid.
I got like $5 for doing it. It was terrible. It was the worst job. It's like
Is it
old
the
church
weedy- you do
cemetery
like-
where nothing is in a row.
Yeah.
Oh.
The graves are just all over the place, and there was no trimmer. It was
And
just
I'm sure it wasn't a riding mower.
No, it was a push mower.
Yeah.
I pushed the whole darn thing.
So like it was the
miserable.
this one or the electric.
No,
push
it
mower?
was me.
It was the
I was the muscle.
like you were the one of the wheels and
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're doing
No,
that?
it was a power mower.
Oh,
I mean,
power.
It was
Okay.
gas.
Mower, but
yeah.
they had that.
yeah. Yes, they
I
had
can-
that.
Just checking.
I'm not quite that old, although I will have a birthday 2 days after this episode, so just in case anybody's listening.
Are you registered somewhere?
Yeah, right. I should have a birthday registry. Genius.
Careful what you wish for.
No, we're not doing that. But then we're into Easter.
Yeah.
And, Easter's about 50 days, and
Pentecost.
and then Pentecost happens, and we find
great
ourselves basically in the summer.
Yeah. Where's
And,
Pentecost?
And that
Right here.
yeah.
I don't know if they can get that on the shot, but yeah, way out
Yeah.
here.
And then that long.
How come that's not red? Or
Yeah, that's interesting.
shouldn't that be
Yeah.
like red?
I think because technically it changes on sundown. But yeah, we usually use it as red. This
Yeah.
is the Roman Catholic calendar, so they're still keeping it as Easter until sundown, probably.
Yeah.
Oh,
I don't
okay.
know. Like you can see Easter Sunday actually still red for the blood, and Holy Thursday or Maundy Thursday.
It's half.
It's half purple
Yeah.
and half red.
Yeah.
So they do that Jewish tradition where it's sundown is when it changes over.
Right.
And then the long green season of ordinary time.
Ordinary time.
But
So
it's not ordinaries and boring. It's like
No.
they've ordered it. Sorry.
And then back to Advent. And we start all over
What
again.
is?
Yeah, it's only 10 months away, or 9 months away.
And then we remember that you're going to die again.
Give or take. Yeah, in Advent.
That's right.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. My girlfriend was at she was shot. It was at Christmas time. It was right around Christmas, and she was at a store, and she took a picture and posted it. They already had Easter stuff up,
Oh, good
and I was
grief.
like, "Oh, we're going right from the birth to the resurrection."
Right
Like,
away.
Well, I just love how there's a shortage of everything except Valentine's candy. It's like the stores
Shows
are
you our
just
priority in
packed.
America.
Yeah, really. It's just filled. The shelves are filled with Valentine. Of course, they may have just rolled that out from the back.
From last
Stuff
year.
they had
From
from
last
last year.
I know.
I know it is. I do like this, and I think it is fun to look at and to see some of the things that we
Don't do.
don't do.
Mm-hmm.
But it is fun to look at. Are you going to give those to the confirmation class again this year?
I'm going to
Okay,
order them
good.
this week. This lives in the choir room. If anybody wants to go by and check it up first, you can also order them your own self, and I'll tell them how to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not going to put it out here and promote a business, but I can tell you how to get it.
Yeah. Okay. Awesome.
Looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Yep.
So for everybody watching at home or listening, please join us on March 2nd, Wednesday, and come to our services and
That's right.
then get yourself ready, I guess, spiritually ready for Lent, and think about how you want to draw yourself closer.
12:15 and 7.
Yep.
You got it.
In other news, we've got I think we're wrapping up our book series.
Yep.
That's been going really well, and had a lot of participation in that, and that's getting ready to end, and that's about it.
And no book series during Lent. We'll probably...
It is a book series. It's called the Bible.
Well, it is. We do have
the
that.
best book, David.
Yeah.
The best.
So
book.
we'll be preaching on lectionary passages, which are from one of the 4 assigned readings for each Sunday during the season of Lent. Those will guide our... because they are really geared towards the season of Lent.
Mm-hmm.
And they'll guide our thinking and reflection for... and then, of course, Holy Week and Easter, the readings are... they're the Holy Week and Easter readings.
Right.
The Last Supper, the Crucifixion, Easter Sunday morning. So.
Wonderful.
Yep.
All right.
And we'll have 3 services on Easter.
Yeah, we will.
Yeah.
6 in the chapel,
6 a.m.
9 and 11 here in the sanctuary.
Looking forward to it.
And
Hopefully-
brass at 9 and 11.
Yeah. Getting back to hopefully more normal times, more
Let's
normal
hope.
Yep.
services. Yeah.
It should be a beautiful day. April 17th.
Yeah. So.
It's late this year.
Mm-hmm. Well, thank you for watching, and we appreciate your support, and we will be back in 2 weeks. Have a great day.
Sorry.
Just like zip it.
Just bring it up. Just go ahead and put the collar up. Maybe get a scarf around right there. I've got something.
Perfect. You're not going to be able to get that undone.
Little music behind this.
Do the whole podcast with that.